Costly, the anointing is costly. That statement alone offends the flesh. In a world where people want everything fast, easy, and free, the idea that something of the Spirit, something as holy, as weighty, as divine as the anointing comes with a price is not a welcome message. But it is the truth. The anointing does not fall casually. It does not rest upon those who merely ask with lips that have never trembled in surrender. It cannot be conjured by performance or by striving or by mere desire. It comes through death. It comes through fire. It comes through a deep and abiding surrender that very few are willing to make. And that is why so few carry the true anointing. You can sing with power, you can preach with eloquence, you can move a crowd with skill. But that is not the anointing. The anointing is not talent. The anointing is not personality. The anointing is not popularity. It is a holy substance from heaven that rests upon a life that has been crushed and emptied. It is not given to the clever. It is not given to the loud. It is not even given to the willing. It is given to the dead, those who have died to self, died to reputation, died to their own dreams and plans. It is given to those who have been through the valley of tears, through the furnace of affliction, through the silence of God, and have still said, "Yes, Lord." Take everything. There is a kind of preaching that stirs the emotions, but there is another kind that breaks yokes. There is a kind of singing that entertains, but there is another kind that ushers in the presence of the Most High. The difference is not technique. The difference is not musicality. The difference is the anointing. And the anointing costs. It will cost you relationships. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you your will. It will cost you the applause of man. Because before God can pour his Spirit through you, he must cleanse you of everything that competes with him. The anointing cannot flow through a heart full of pride. It cannot flow through a will that still clings to control. It cannot rest on a life that is divided. Do not envy those who walk in the power of the Spirit. Do not covet their platform, their influence, their fire. You do not know the tears they have cried. You do not know the nights they have spent on the floor, begging God to remove everything that was not of him. You do not see the crushing, the stripping, the inner death that preceded the overflow. For every visible act of power, there is a hidden history of pain. For every miracle, there is a moment of brokenness. For every anointed vessel, there is a grave where self was buried. The anointing will cost you everything because it is everything. It is not a spiritual add-on. It is not something you sprinkle on top of your plans. It is not something you fit into your schedule. It is a complete exchange. It demands your life in return. It demands that you lay your Isaac on the altar without promise of return and say, even if you never use me, even if no one ever knows my name, even if I am hidden away forever, still I will follow, still I will obey. First then, and oh, the tragedy of those who want the anointing without the price. They chase crowds, but they have never chased God. They desire a platform, but they have never built an altar. They long for a mantle, but they refuse to carry a cross. And so they settle for imitation. They settle for noise. They settle for charisma without character. And in the silence of heaven, the Spirit waits for someone who will pay the price. If you truly want the anointing, then prepare yourself. It is not a journey of promotion, but of humility. It is not about being raised up, but being brought low. The ones God uses most are often the ones he wounds most deeply. The anointing is forged in fire, and only those willing to walk through the flame will carry its fragrance. It is not a badge of honor. It is a scar. And if you carry it, you will know what it cost you, but you will also know it was worth it. Because in exchange for everything, you get him, his presence, his power, his breath in your mouth, his tears in your eyes, his heart beating in your chest. And there is nothing more sacred than that.